How much fish could Bobby Fish fry if Bobby Fish could fry fish?
If you want to talk, then let's talk balls. What's up, everybody? New episode of the pod. We're back. The date is February 18th, 2020, and we're making some big adjustments to the titles of each episode. They will no longer include the date next to the episode number because I realized it's super unnecessary.
Yeah, so I know that might come as a shocker and it might shake some of your worlds for you guys that are listening, but you're just going to have to deal with it.
Yeah.
It might be a big deal for you guys, but we don't care.
I just figured, it literally says the date it was posted under Apple Podcasts and Spotify and other things.
Yeah.
Super unnecessary.
Yeah.
My thought at first with posting the date with the titles was people are going to, I don't want somebody to listen to it and then be like, oh, what are they talking about? Then you can go back and be like, oh, they're talking about something that happened at this time.
Yeah.
Another heads up for any listeners, we post our episodes probably a day, sometimes 2 days after we record. So we record on Tuesdays. They're usually posted on Wednesdays or Thursdays. So sometimes we're talking about things that have already happened. We're talking about things that we don't know about, even though they already happened to you guys. So if we're posting on Thursday, just keep in mind, this is a perspective from 2 days earlier before that thing happened. In last week's pod, we're talking about the upcoming Clippers game as if it hadn't happened. To the listeners, it already happened.
Yeah.
But when we were recording, it didn't happen yet, which was an awesome game.
Yes.
For the Sixers.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll start it off with that.
Yeah. Let's start off with getting some Sixers talking with our, how does it go?
With our 10-9-8 76ers.
Yeah, there you go. Dillon right on cue with that. And that was a good game.
Dude, it was I never doubted the Sixers. We never doubted the Sixers.
No, we never would.
We never said anything bad about the Sixers or Joel Embiid or Ben Simmons or anybody on the team.
That's not like us to do that.
So, just so you know, we never had a doubt, but Jesus, I'm back on, man.
Yeah.
That game put me back in, man.
It was a feel-good one.
It was a great game.
Yeah, all
just
around.
All around, that was a team win, man. Anything that needed to go right just happened. They shot well from the three.
Yeah.
Ben and Joel, they shared the floor really well. Horford came off the bench.
Yeah, which I guess they listened.
I mean, it wasn't even posted yet, but
maybe
they were here telepathically listening.
I think it was the government.
Because we were talking about how this man needs to come off the bench. I believe if they're going to keep Horford coming off the bench, I think we learned the other day Furkan should not be in the starting lineup.
Yeah.
Just because, not because he's not good enough, just because he gets so much, his looks are so much better when he comes off the bench. They're more prepared for him. He only took 5 or 6 shots when he's in there with the starters, the whole, as many minutes as he was. And he still played a good game. He still played good. It was the best it was the best 0-point game by a 2-ish guard type player that I've seen.
Yeah, and so if you go back and listen to that episode, we actually recorded it the day of the Sixers versus the Clippers, and we pretty much almost had 2 predictions right on where we said they need to have Al Horford as the 6th man, which they did. And then I went on to say, I want to have a 30-point game from Embiid and Simmons, and they both ended up with 26 points in that game. So they were 4 points away each from having a 30-point game, which would have been sick for us. But yeah, that was a huge game. Paul George, dude, he was crying the whole game about fouls. He made some comments after the game that we had an advantage being home with the refs, which he later would get fined for.
He got fined a decent amount, right?
He got fined $35,000.
That's nothing to him. But
public criticism of the
That's more money than I've ever made in my life together.
Yeah.
Combined.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And that's certainly something that you're going to hear from a player who played poorly in the game. I know he didn't do very well.
That's almost 3 of the most expensive cars I've ever owned. I'd have to give them my Hyundai Tucson 3 times.
Yeah.
3 separate times.
I'd have to give
them
to
pay that $35,000.
I'd have to give them my car quite a few times.
That's nothing to him though.
Yeah.
But either way, he was bitching, man. Embiid played really well. This was one of my favorite Embiid games ever.
Yeah.
Literally ever. Dude, he was hustling. He shot well. He was dominant. He had his little bit of his swagger back, but it wasn't too much swagger to the point where he's getting a little bit too cocky. He played great, man. Embiid shut me the hell up.
Yeah, and he's definitely sort of playing with the crowd a little more, which is fine. It wasn't anything bad. It's always good to get the crowd involved because then once we get more energized, then we pretty much energize the players as well. So that's always fun.
And it was good to see recently Joel spoke out and said, like, the fact that people keep talking about him and Simmons not being able to play together.
Yeah.
And he said, like, we're going to, like, that's not a thing. Basically,
yeah.
He said neither of us are leaving. We're gonna figure it out. It's not gonna be a thing where only one of us can play. Like we're gonna. If we haven't figured it out, we're gonna figure it out.
Yeah, and here's the thing. The thing with
which
that,
is nice to hear him say, just because in our head we constantly think that they're like bickering brothers.
Yeah, and so the whole thing with that is like we never visually saw it on the court. We sort of had like a feeling that there might be something going on in the locker room. But that's also the media putting out this narrative that they can't play together because they don't want to see us win. Because they know how dangerous Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons are if they can get on the same page and play together. And
they did it well the other night, dude.
Yeah, and I know Embiid said in an interview that he said a few years ago that if you can look back in the archives, he said that they're going to try to create a narrative that him and Simmons can't play together. And that was like a few years ago, he said.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. I mean,
because neither of them are really good shooters. And when you have a point guard and a center, and neither of them are really good shooters in today's NBA, there's going to be a narrative that they can't play together, especially when Simmons' main thing is driving to the lane and dishing it out or driving to the lane and going right to the hoop, and you don't want Embiid in there to clog the lane. But to say that they will never be able to play together, I don't know. I think
crazy.
It's stupid. I think, dude, just like they were, they incorporated some pick and roll into their game with Embiid and Simmons the other day, which was really cool to see. I want so much more. Give me all the pick and roll with Embiid and Simmons, dude. Like, it works so well.
Yeah.
I don't know why it took them this long to really incorporate it. Maybe they've done it a few times, but it seems like it was actually they consciously made a decision to run it a few times in this game. Glenn Robinson looked pretty good the other day. Matisse, his pesky defense was awesome.
Yeah.
The way it's looking now is I would keep Horford coming up, and Horford played well. Horford played a pretty good game, man. Like off the bench, like him and I don't know. To me, it was more of a mental thing than anything else because compared to when Horford was starting against the Bulls when he had that 0-point game, him and Embiid played 13 minutes together. They still played 10 minutes together the other day.
Yeah.
So I don't even know. It's almost like whatever it was, hopefully it was just like a mental thing, and I think it was more kind of just to shake things up.
Yeah.
But it worked, and there's no reason to go away from it.
It was like what we were saying.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
It was like what we were saying in last week's episode where you can't just keep the same thing going and expect a change. You have to change something for there to be a change. And
absolutely.
Al Horford being a true professional, he was okay with coming off the bench as a sixth man. I mean, I would too if I was making that much money.
You would hope so.
Yeah, and he just really wants to see the team win.
Yeah, that's the thought, man. Horford doesn't have a ring. He would like to get one.
Yeah.
And they've had a couple games like this. I really think this was their best game all season.
Yeah.
Like, truly, it was their best game all season. I think they played the best team basketball. It was a really good team win. The only thing that could have made it better was a little bit more Furcon action. But, dude, it was a really good. It was just a great win. It was a great team win. They played really well, and there was like they were good on D. They were executing on offense, man. Like going forward, I think the best idea would be keep Horford coming off the bench and put in GR3 in the starting lineup. I think you need last week Furcon didn't play horrible, even though he had 0 points. He didn't play horrible. That was. I believe he's just going to be better coming off the bench. I believe everybody else can see that when he's operating against second teamers. And the more he contributes, he's obviously going to get a little bit more attention. But when he's not in that starting lineup, it's just they're usually a little bit more focused on stopping that starting lineup and certain things, either whether it's a mental thing for him too as well, whatever it was. He only took 5 shots. He didn't get a lot of good looks at all. They were playing really good. I mean, Paul George and Kawhi, great defense. Besides us, I believe when they're playing to their full, when we're playing to our full potential on defense, I believe we have the best defensive team in the NBA. But the Clippers are right behind us.
Yeah.
So they're a really good defensive team. Furkan didn't get a lot of good looks, and I'm grateful that he didn't take horrible shots on really bad looks, that he was willing to pass the ball, only took 5 shots.
Yeah.
Or maybe 6. I don't even know. But
yeah, and that's the difference between you going an 0 for 5, and there's a difference between an 0 and 5 where you're missing open shots or you're just trying to jack up shots that are heavily contested.
Yeah, he took 5 shots. He didn't really have a lot of good looks all night. I think he played well despite having the 0 points. I think everybody really played well. Nobody really disappointed me that night at all, to be completely honest with you.
And it was a great team win overall, like we were saying, but I think it was a big win because it happened around everything that was going on.
Yeah, absolutely. It was great to see Ben and Joel prosper on the floor together.
Yeah.
And both put up a 26-point game. I literally said, Mark said it would be great to see them have a 30-point game in the same game, and I said it'll never happen.
Yeah.
They almost did it.
4 points away each.
Yeah.
And so I think a bigger test will be...
I didn't even think that would ever happen.
Yeah,
26-26.
That's pretty impressive. I think a big test will be now going forward if they can continue this good play throughout the couple of weeks left that we have in the season instead of just for one game. Because it's easy to go out there and play well one game, but they have to keep it going. They have to keep playing consistently.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they changed something. It definitely looks bright for us. And so I think that there could be some big changes coming forward for us.
It was really nice to just have this going into the All-Star break.
Yeah.
This was a much-needed win at a very good time.
Yeah.
Against a good team. And they continue to show you why the Sixers literally fell so short by not getting this home court advantage. It's going to be hard to beat Milwaukee regardless. I think I kind of convinced myself we could have, but it's going to be hard to even get that 2 seed.
Yeah.
So what were the 5 seed, the 4 seeds in grabs? The 3 seed and the 2 seed are in reach. It's looking like the 3 seed might be our most realistic scenario if we're talking expectations.
Yeah.
If you're having high expectations, 3 seed is the most realistic / keeping your expectations high. If I had to put money, I'd probably put on the 4.
Yeah, so that leads us to our question of the day. What do you think the Sixers will end up with in the rankings for the Eastern Conference? What spot do you think that they're going to finish?
Yeah, if I had to put my money, I'd put it on the 4. I don't want to put all my eggs into one basket based off one game.
Yeah.
Because time and time again, they'll play a really good game like they played against Milwaukee. They'll show me that I can never fully trust them. Hopefully they continue this really good play. I'm not expecting them to win out or anything.
Yeah.
It would be super nice to see them continue this good play. I would like to see them get a couple more losses at home. I don't want to go in with a 50-game win streak at home.
Yeah, those are always tough.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to go into the playoffs with that. But we'll see, man.
I think
if I had to put my money, it'd be on the 4 seed. Though.
I think I'm taking the 3 seed. They made me feel good last night after that win, and it sort of feels like we finally figured this thing out. I mean, I know it was only one game, but if we did it once, why can't we do it for the rest of the season? So I think we're going to get the 3 seed. Dylan says 4 seed. You guys let us know on all of our social media platforms. You can follow us at Let's Talk _balls on Twitter, on Instagram, and we do have a Facebook page. Just search up Let's Talk Balls, and you can leave a comment on there for where you think the Sixers are going to end up in the Eastern Conference rankings.
Yeah, absolutely. And one big thing we want to mention right now before we continue the pod is we're looking for a new logo. We're looking for a new profile picture on all our social media platforms, a logo for the podcast on its streaming platforms, because we don't want to get copyrighted by this picture that we took off Google and threw some text boxes over, which I think is a super awesome picture.
It is a great picture.
It's of the Philly Special. If you are familiar, it's Nick Foles in the Philly Special. Nick Foles did call that play. He ran over to Doug Peterson in the Super Bowl and said, "You want Philly, Philly?" And he said, "Yeah, let's do it." But we put, you want to talk, and then Doug Peterson says, let's talk balls.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great picture, but we
don't want to get in trouble.
When we blow up, it'll cause some issues. So we're looking for a homemade logo, and there will be a prize if we approve your logo. We haven't discussed what the prize will be, but there will be a prize. So if you, by any chance, are a fan of the pod and you have a logo, you can just hit us up on social media at Let's Talk _balls. Email us at letstalkballspod@gmail.com. Send us a logo or let us know you're working on a logo just to keep you in the running. We do have somebody who's working on a couple logos for us right now, but by any means, if you're a fan, if you're a listener, if you know us personally, and you want to work on a logo for us, we would greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, and we'll give you a shout out on all of our social media platforms if you do end up doing that. And if you have any business inquiries, like Dylan said, our email is letstalkballspod@gmail.com.
Absolutely.
So if you want to try to get on the pod or something, or if you have any questions business-wise, you can hit us up there. We check that daily.
So let's get back to the pod.
Yeah.
So Mark's got us at the 3 seed. I've got us at the 4 seed. So let me just say, if you have us at the 3 seed, fill out the rest of your top 5 seeds. 6, 7, and 8 doesn't really matter.
No one cares about that.
But the rest of your top 5. Because you're looking at your top 5, your teams, regardless of the order, is going to be probably the Sixers, the Bucks, the Raptors, the Celtics, and the Heat.
Yeah.
So what would you say 1 through 5 is your seeding if you have us at the 3?
I think Milwaukee 1, Heat 2, us 3, probably Boston 4, Toronto 5.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think Toronto's going to fall that far?
Yeah.
You don't think they're going to keep it up?
No. I don't think.
They've been playing really well.
Yeah, I know. I just don't think that they really have it in them. I think they're sort of coming off the high from last year winning the championship. I mean, I hate Boston. Don't get me wrong. If I see someone wearing a Celtics jersey, something might go down. I hate it. It just hurts my core to see anything Boston related.
Yeah, Dan, friend of the pod, guest of the pod at times, he hates the Celtics a lot. He hates the Celtics more than he hates the Cowboys.
Yeah.
They're
in that category with them.
Yeah. Probably our biggest rival, right?
Yeah.
Celtics.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams that I hate. I hate Toronto.
Yeah, I hate Toronto. Who would you say is the Sixers' biggest rival right now?
I think it could just be whoever Marcus Morris is on the team with, dude.
So it's currently the Clippers.
The Clippers. I know him and Embiid have a past.
Yeah.
But I think we always just have that Boston rivalry. But, I mean, you can make a case. You can make a case for the Raptors, too, coming off that 4-bounce loss.
The quadruple doink. So you said how you'd play it out. So you would play it out Bucks, Heat, Sixers, Celtics, Raptors?
Yeah.
I'm going to have us at the 4 seed, and I'm going to say Bucks 1, Toronto 2, Miami 3, us 4, Celtics 5. I don't think Miami's going to grab the 2.
Yeah.
They're playing well, but I trust Toronto more than I trust Miami. I don't trust Jimmy Butler. He's been playing really well, but I just don't. Could be some bias in there, but I don't trust Jimmy Butler, man.
Yeah.
I don't trust him to.
He holds a bad place in your heart. In all our hearts. Yeah, man.
Whatever. Fucking Jimmy Butler.
We don't have to get into
we don't have to get into Jimmy Butler, but
we won't even discuss
That's where I would put us. I'm surprised you have Toronto falling that far.
Yeah. I think that I don't think they're going to be able to keep this momentum going. And Boston has been playing well recently, as much as it hurts me to say that. I just feel like Boston is more of a complete team than Toronto.
Yeah. I don't disagree. I don't know. I just think I'm not scared to face Toronto in the playoffs.
No.
I'll say that, but I think regular season they're just going to finish above Boston. I think Miami could be a wild. I think Miami could start losing, but I don't know. I see Miami finishing 3. I see Miami as like a perennial regular season champs type person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I believe the Bucks are going to be that way for a while. I mean, Giannis can prove me wrong. Anything's possible with Giannis on your team. The Bucks are built for the regular season.
Yeah, I'm with that 100%. The Bucks are definitely a different team when it comes to playoff time. You know, that could change this year.
They're built for the regular season. Man.
Yeah, but they have been. I know Giannis averages like 30 minutes a game, so I mean,
we'll see. And maybe I don't know. Maybe it'll take a toll on them because they won't be used to playing as many minutes as they are. It shouldn't be that many more minutes, like 10 more minutes a game probably. Or it could be good because they have a lot of rest and they're prepared for it. It could go either way. But,
or maybe later in the season they start to play a few more minutes to get them ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, I would see. So let's say the top 4 seeds make it into the second round, which both of us would have it as. You would have it as in the Bucks, the Heat, the Sixers, and the Celtics.
Yeah.
And I would have it as the Bucks, the Raptors, the Heat, and the Sixers.
Yeah.
So we would play Milwaukee second round.
Yeah.
If that were the case. In mine, yours we would play the Heat.
Yeah. Which I guess yours is more favorable because we are sort of building our team to defeat the Bucks. And then if we face
we're going to have to play them regardless, most likely.
Yeah, but if we play them in the second round, then
I'll tell you, I'd rather see. I don't know though, because the Heat always play us well. The Bucks play us pretty. I think I would rather see Milwaukee in the Eastern Conference Finals than the Heat.
Yeah, I agree with that because I certainly.
Or I just even than the Celtics.
I just want to see Simmons just shut down Giannis.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
Simmons is awesome. I love Ben Simmons.
We love us some Ben Simmons.
We're just rambling on. Yeah. At this point, just having a conversation. Just guys being dudes.
Bros being bros.
We're
the ball boys, baby.
We're the ball boys.
Did you see the picture?
At your local
You see the picture?
Games.
On social media?
What was that?
Did you see the picture on
what
social
picture?
media? It was TJ McConnell, it was Jonah Bolden, and Matisse Thybulle all went on vacation.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, I swear to God.
T.J. McConnell, Jonah Bolden, and Matisse.
Yeah, yes, dude, I swear to God.
What?
I don't know.
It's so random.
It is a random crew.
T.J. McConnell and Matisse Thybulle weren't even teammates.
I know. I don't know, man. It was cool to see them together.
They're all, like, hinky guys, probably. That's
yeah.
Why. And don't come at me and say, like, I don't even know if Bolden and Thybulle technically aren't hinky guys. But
Thybulle could be. Remember that picture?
Dude, yeah.
When he was
Thybulle was absolutely, like, that's what it was. Brian Colangelo based his Markelle Fultz draft pick off hinky at Washington games, but he was really just there to watch Thybulle.
Yeah. There's a picture
of
guys,
hinky eyeing down Thybulle at a Washington game.
It looks like he's looking at
I think it's
Fultz.
Thybulle's like freshman year.
It looks like he's looking at Fultz, but you could sort of, if you look at it now, it's like maybe he was just looking at Thybulle. Because they're in the same picture together. Google it, kid.
Whatever. Thybulle is the man.
Thibault's the man. Fuck Markelle Fultz.
That's awesome that they went on vacation together, though.
Yeah. Did you see Markelle Fultz in the dunk contest?
He was in the dunk contest?
No. Well, he helped out, I think it was Aaron Gordon.
Yeah.
And he was throwing it off the side of the backboard. And his first attempt, he just missed the side of the backboard.
Story of its life, right?
It was so funny. And he had like this big, like, I know there's a specific name for the jacket.
That's hilarious.
Bro, but he had like this big, like, puffy jacket on. And then I forget, I don't know who it was. It might have been Grant Hill. They were like trying to like say, whoa, why isn't he taking his jacket off, man? And they were like, oh, you got to keep your drip at 100% or whatever. And then his first attempt, he was going to throw it off the side of the backboard and just missed completely to the right, dude. It was so funny.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah. Fuck Markelle Fultz.
That was the dunk. That was the dunk where he caught it with one hand and like 360. Dude.
Yeah.
That was a cool dunk.
I guess, yeah. Did Aaron Gordon get robbed? We'll move on to some All-Star Weekend stuff.
Yeah, so the All-Star Weekend just passed this past weekend. It was, if you don't know what the All-Star Weekend is, a quick recap is Friday night they do the Celebrity All-Star Game, which was coached by Stephen A. Smith and Mark Wilbon. And then that same night they do the Rising Stars Challenge, where it's the USA versus the world. Markelle Fultz got robbed of a spot on Team USA. And then Saturday night...
You mean Matisse Thybulle got robbed of a spot.
What did I say?
Markelle Fultz.
Fuck Markelle Fultz.
Matisse Thybulle got robbed of a spot.
You might have to punch me.
And his agent was pissed, and it was hilarious.
Yeah. And so then that's Friday night. Saturday night, they do all the skills competition. They do the skills competition where, like, they dribble and pass. Bam Adebayo won that. Big man.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's...
I'm a Bam fan. I wish he wasn't on the Heat.
Yeah.
I like Bam.
Yeah. And then they do the three-point contest, and then they do the dunk contest Saturday night. And then Sunday night is the All-Star Game where they did the new format. So we're just going to skip over to Saturday night. Bam Adebayo won the skills competition. Buddy Hield won the 3-point contest. And then let's get into the dunk contest.
Very controversial.
Yes.
It looks like there was some politics going on with Dwayne Wade.
Oh, yeah.
Basically costing Aaron Gordon his second dunk contest that he should have won. So let's backtrack a few years.
Let's rewind, be kind.
To the infamous Zach LaVine versus Aaron Gordon dunk contest.
Yes.
Where Zach LaVine won. Many thought Aaron Gordon was robbed.
Yeah.
And I believe so too. Aaron Gordon's biggest mistake, though, it's on him, was not using his one dunk in the finals.
Yeah.
He used it in the semis.
Yeah.
But for that dunk alone, he should have won. So if you're not familiar with the dunk, Aaron Gordon, who was on the Magic at the time, still on the Magic.
Yes.
He had the mascot hold the basketball above his head. He proceeds to run and jump and then get in a full sitting position as if he was sitting in a chair.
Yes.
Grab the basketball from the mascot.
Yes.
By the way, he's jumping over this guy. That guy's super loud in the other room.
Yeah, if you hear that, sorry.
But he proceeds to jump over the mascot in this sitting position, so it just full butt just clears the mascot's head.
Yes.
Grabs the ball under his legs while he's in the sitting position, slams it. That was a horrible description, I feel like.
No, you did good. That was very well said, Dylan.
Okay.
You really painted the picture for them.
But that's what happened, and it was literally insane to just think, like,
it was awesome.
How did this guy just clear this? Like, it wasn't even like, you'll see now when people jump over people, they'll kind of push off.
Yeah, they'll
do a little leapfrog type action.
Use
and
their
this
one
was
arm
none
on the
of
shoulder,
that. Just
boost you up.
cleared him,
Yeah.
sitting position.
It was awesome.
Ass overhead, slam. Insane dunk.
Yeah.
It was rated a 50. Maybe this was in the finals. I don't know. But then,
don't really
whatever
remember.
it was, Zach LaVine also did a cool dunk.
Yeah.
It was cool. It wasn't as cool as that one.
Yeah. You can also go back and rewatch the dunk contest if you don't know what we're talking about.
Whatever it is, Zach LaVine ends up winning the contest because I believe it was after that they rated both dunks. So I think Zach LaVine went first, and they rated his dunk of 50.
Yeah.
So he got a perfect score on his dunk, which is the one biggest flaw, and I think they almost took it too hard this year, was that dunks are constantly rated perfect scores in the dunk contest.
Yeah.
And it makes the dunks that are way cooler than other dunks not get the recognition they deserve because they get a perfect score, but other dunks that weren't as good as them also got a perfect score.
Yeah.
So that's what happened with that dunk. Aaron Gordon needed to get a perfect score to have like a dunk off, essentially.
Yeah.
And he got a perfect score, but it was on a dunk way cooler than LaVine's, and he went on to lose that dunk contest.
Yeah, and so that goes to show that the system of the dunk contest is sort of flawed.
Yeah.
They should bring back, in my opinion, they should bring back 0.5s.
Yeah,
because then
absolutely.
that would definitely, it's going off like what you said, it would make it, you would get less perfect dunks, and then the perfect dunks will get a perfect score.
Like the dunks that deserve a perfect score will get a perfect score.
Yeah, because some dunks you can't give them a 9, but you can't give them a 10.
Yeah.
So then like it's what do you do? And so this past dunk contest, it was a good one.
Yeah.
It was one of the best probably of all time. It's at least the best that I've probably ever seen.
It was a good contest.
Yeah. They did a lot of stuff that we never really saw before, which is what I think has been the problem.
Dwight Howard sucked.
Yeah.
He wasn't very good.
I went to the bathroom when he dunked.
But
I didn't
Pat Connaughton?
Pat
Connaughton. Sorry. I don't even know who that guy is, bro.
He's on the Bucks.
I know he's on the Bucks.
He's got a big vertical, apparently, 44 inches.
Yeah, he doesn't get much. Like, he gets time, but he's not like he's not a starter.
No.
But he did well.
Yeah.
He got all in the white man can't jump gear.
That was cool.
Did a dunk. He did some cool dunks.
Yeah.
I think he went over Giannis.
But
he got eliminated. So let's go to the finals.
Yeah, we're in the final two. Well-deserved. Derrick Jones Jr. of the Miami Heat. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And Aaron Gordon. So those are the final two. The way it's set
Definitely
up,
should. It was the final two was right.
Yes,
It should have been those two.
They
should have
got
been
that
the final
right.
two.
But the way that the dunk contest is set up is everyone gets 2 dunks. You take your combined 2 scores, and then it's the top 2 move on to the finals. So it doesn't really matter in the finals what you got before that. You just have to get to the finals. So that's important. Keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
So then in the finals, we have Derek Jones Jr. and we have Aaron Gordon. And they, 2 of the well-deserved dunkers made it to the finals, and they both did really well. Derek Jones, they did a cool dunk. I know his one dunk, he had someone stand right by the backboard. That guy threw it off the backboard. He jumped over the guy, caught the ball, went between the legs, and then dunked it. That was a really cool dunk.
Yeah.
Aaron Gordon, one of the dunks that he got pretty much robbed on, which what cost him. Actually, before that, let's get into what happened before. They both were getting 50s. So then they both got a 50-50, 50-50. They have 2 dunks in the finals. They both got 50s on both of them. And then they had to go into a dunk-off. So when they went to the dunk-off, they both got 50s again, which is what we were saying before is the problem. And then they had to go into another dunk-off, and everyone was saying they should just end it in a tie, have co-champions, because they can't just keep dunking like this, because then something bad's going to happen, which something bad did happen, depending on who you ask. So then Aaron Gordon, Derek Jones, I think his last dunk got a 47, I believe. And I don't remember exactly what it was. Do you know what his final dunk was?
No, I can't even remember.
He did something pretty cool.
It was a good dunk, though.
Yeah, I don't really remember. The thing between him and Aaron Gordon, I don't really feel like Derek Jones missed a lot of his dunks.
Yeah.
All of them seemed like they were done in the first attempt. Aaron Gordon, he was doing really hard dunks, but he would miss the first one. But the judges really didn't fault him for that. They also had D. Wade mic'd up for the whole thing with like the announcers. Yeah. And so Aaron Gordon...
D. Wade was one of the judges.
Yes, D. Wade was a judge. And so pretty much what happened was in the final round, Aaron Gordon's last dunk, he brings out the tallest man in the league, Taco Fall. If you don't know him, Google him. He is 7'7".
He's 7'5".
7'5", that's what I meant. Yeah. And he puts him right by, probably around the box, if you know what a basketball court looks like. Sits the ball up right on his head, and then he takes a step back, goes all the way past the free throw line. We all sort of know what's about to happen and what we're about to see with our eyes. Gets a running start, runs towards the basket, jumps over Taco Fall, takes the ball off of his head, and puts it through the hoop. And then everyone was freaking out. Taco Fall is a very large man at 7'5", like we just said. And everyone pretty much knew that it was going to be over after that. That should have been a 50 score. They wait.
They gave worse dunks than that at 50.
Yeah, and so there is some debate if he sort of like pushed off, put his head down a little bit, and then they go to the scores, and they gave him a 46. So Aaron Gordon lost the dunk contest, even though he jumped over a 7'5" man. I believe Dwayne Wade. Who else was it? He gave him a 9. Chadwick gave him a 9.
A couple people gave him. I think there was
it was 3
people.
9s, 2 10s. And so everyone started to boo in the crowd. If you were watching, you could sort of hear everyone knew that Aaron Gordon just got robbed. And my whole thing is that it's not that Derek Jones didn't deserve to win, because he did a lot of dunks. He should have won.
They should have been co-champions at that point.
Yeah,
they should have just gave out 2 trophies.
Yeah, and so they said in that final round that if they tied, then the judges were going to have to pick a winner themselves.
Yeah.
So if they got the same score in that final round, the judges would have to vote, and they would have to pick a winner. And they weren't going to do a co-champion, which I think would have been smart. Mm-hmm. Both men deserved it, and in my opinion...
Just take a chainsaw. Just cut that shit right in half, the trophy.
Yeah, and so a lot of people are saying Aaron Gordon got robbed. I mean, yes, he did get robbed, but it's not like Derek Jones didn't deserve to win the dunk contest, because I think that they both deserve to win it.
I don't know. I know it's a different contest and stuff, but like Aaron Gordon should have 2 dunk contest trophies right now.
Fun fact.
It's a weird thing that it's like such a big deal about the dunk contest, because it really isn't shit. But.
He's the only dunk contest contestant in the history to finish second twice.
Yeah.
So he also said that he
should have 2 wins.
He also said he's never going to do the dunk contest again,
because he believes he should have 2 trophies.
Yes, and something I saw on Twitter, I don't know how true this is, but there was this rumor going around that they set up their scores, the judges did, to make the score, I guess, a tie or to have Aaron Gordon win. I'm not really sure. And then you can sort of look, once everyone gave their score, Dwayne Wade started smiling, looking off to the side. And then once they revealed the scores, like 2 of the judges just immediately looked at Dwayne Wade. And then Dwayne Wade had this big smile on his face. And Dwayne Wade used to play for the Heat. So there is sort of like this rumor that Dwayne Wade sort of ruined it.
And like changed his score last second.
Yeah,
even though. Give it a 10 or something.
Yeah. So you can believe that if you want, or you don't. I don't really care. I mean, it was a good dunk contest overall.
It was a good dunk contest overall. We just had to address the controversy.
Yeah.
Overall, Mark thinks it should have been a co-champion.
Yes.
I can agree with that. But if I had to choose, I think Aaron Gordon should have won.
Yeah.
I think it's ridiculous how they don't take into account all the dunks throughout the contest.
Yeah, because Aaron Gordon literally got a 50 on every one of his dunks except the last one.
And I also think it's ridiculous that I don't know. At the end, I think it should change. I think they should get. I think the final shouldn't be a score. I think they should each get 2 dunks. And then the judges just collectively vote on a winner. Not a score, but a winner.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. I know, and the 3-point contest was cool, too. That was a
Buddy Hield won it on the last shot, right?
Yeah, and it was awesome. That's sort of something that they've been changing the rules with every couple years. It used to just go from 5 balls, and then you shoot from 5 spots, and then they added a money ball in each rack. And then they added a full rack of money balls. And then I know this past All-Star game, they did a Mountain Dew 3-point ball, and they had 2 of them sort of at like the wings, but from farther away. And so if you made that, you got 3 points. And so, I mean, it was cool. It was whatever. There was a lot of scores, high scores. And so it was a good 3-point contest as well.
And I believe, do they get to choose where their full rack of money balls is?
Yes.
Yeah, they get to choose what spot their full rack of money balls is.
Yeah.
But either way, move on to the next day of All-Star Weekend.
Yes, it is Sunday.
The All-Star Game.
The big game.
If you didn't watch the All-Star Game, and I feel weird even saying it, watch it. It was really entertaining. It was awesome. They played hard.
If you don't want to watch the full thing, watch the 4th quarter.
It was sick.
Yeah.
This new format was awesome. And it works. It officially, cool. It works because they were able to play a little bit harder without going too crazy, and it was awesome. And it might have just been the Kobe thing going into it. Maybe that's why they played a little bit harder, because of the way Kobe's just one of the things Kobe was known for was playing super hard in the All-Star game.
Yeah.
When everybody else really didn't.
Yeah.
But
they certainly, I know it was Chris Paul's. It was his idea of doing that whole format, because he's on the NBA PA.
He's on he's a leader of the Players Association, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe he's on the board or something.
Yeah, no, he's on there, because that's how he said that's what they did, and like he has like a tournament for charity that he does, and that's like sort of this format that they did for that. And
it was awesome, and it worked.
And it was for charity. They sort of did, I don't know like all the details about like the way that it was set up, but I know they played pretty much each quarter was its own little game.
So this is how it was set up.
Let us know.
At the end of each quarter, the score reset back to 0. And then going into the 4th quarter, I believe it was like you took whatever team won from each quarter. So you took the higher score from quarter 1, the higher score from quarter 2, and the higher score from quarter 3. Those 3 combined, it was first team to get to that many. Or it was like you add 24 to that for Kobe, and then it was like first team to get to that.
Yeah, so pretty much
they didn't have to score like 200 points in the 4th quarter. That's not how it was. I believe it was like every team started with,
they were in the 130s, and then in the 4th quarter they said the first team to 157 wins.
They were but they started at the same number.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the 4th quarter, I think.
No,
they didn't?
They kept the scores for the first 3 quarters. So let's just say for the first quarter, Team LeBron won 32-24. And then the second quarter, it would go back to 0-0, but they would keep that total score.
Gotcha.
And so each quarter was for charity. So if you won the first quarter...
So if you won the first quarter,
it was
that's what it was.
$100,000 for whoever's charity won that quarter.
And then when it went to the 4th, you kept your scores, and then whatever the higher score was, they added 24 to it
And then,
for Kobe,
yeah.
and then first team to get that to that mark, which was 157.
Yeah.
Won the All-Star game.
Yeah, and I know is that the fourth quarter, things sort of took it up a notch. Everyone started to play really hard because they wanted to win, and they wanted to win for their charity. I know Team LeBron, they ended up with a total of $400,000 for their charity, and then Team Giannis had $100,000 for their charity. And so the fourth quarter, you could sort of see that the players wanted to win. Everyone was playing a lot harder. They're playing defense. They're playing tough, and they're playing very physical because they wanted to win. And so it was sort of like the vibe I got was it was like they all met up at the a rec center, and then it was just a bunch of NBA players going really hard, and then they all wanted to win in the end, which was awesome. It made for a really good All-Star game.
Yeah, it was a really good game. Kawhi played unbelievable. He won All-Star MVP, and they called it the Kobe Bryant All-Star MVP this year.
Yep. Kyle Lowry took 2 charges, which is very rare in an All-Star game. And yeah, that's pretty much, there's that.
There was charges taken in All-Star game.
Yeah, that's pretty much, that tells you all you need to
know. There
know.
was one awesome play where Kemba was running point, and he went behind the back through LeBron's legs to Embiid, and then Embiid did a windmill dunk.
Yeah.
That was sick.
There was also another sick Embiid play where he hit him with a little shimmy, hit LeBron's bitch ass.
Hit the fade,
Hit
right?
that fade, hit the dream shot.
Yeah.
Sort of faked him out the one side, spun, hit the little fade. No one was there. LeBron went the other way like an idiot. Like the idiot LeBron is. Think of what we could have been if he came here a few summers ago. Stupid idiot. And then I know the one play, Ben Simmons, he did a putback dunk, and then he landed awkwardly on his foot, and then he fell. And then I sort of almost had a heart attack, and I almost started to cry because I thought Ben Simmons just got hurt in the All-Star
But
game.
he's good.
He's fine. He got right up. He was fine. It certainly gave me a big scare.
It was an awkward land.
Yeah, and he just fell right down. He got right back up. Like, it didn't even faze him.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people are feeling this way. I was definitely scared when they started to play more physical in the fourth quarter because I just didn't want any of our players to get hurt.
Yeah,
especially when you have
or Simmons to get
Embiid
hurt.
out there who's sort of injury prone. You sort of just wanted to make it through the game without any injuries, and luckily they did.
Yeah, luckily nobody got hurt.
Yeah.
That's the one thing why people usually don't try very hard in the All-Star game.
Yeah.
I think the Kobe thing had a lot to do with it.
Yeah,
absolutely. Hopefully it'll continue because it was entertaining. And for a week when you don't have any super meaningful basketball being played, because there's no games, it was nice to see a good game, and a good basketball game.
And there was also a lot of controversy on the ending, because Anthony Davis won on a free throw.
On a free throw, yeah.
But I mean, it's whatever. It's a good format. It's not going to be perfect the first time you do it. You can definitely adjust it. And
I mean, what should it be? You can't win on a free throw?
I think they were saying that a non-ball foul, if you're in the bonus, it shouldn't be rewarded with a free throw.
Gotcha.
So,
gotcha.
But also, Kobe's last shot in the NBA was a free throw.
Yeah.
So that was sort of a cool nod to him.
Yeah, that was cool. Another nod they did to Kobe was all of Team LeBron was wearing number 2 for Gigi, his daughter, and then all of Team Giannis was wearing number 24 for Kobe. So that was really cool.
I'm pretty sure there was something with the final scores that was cool, where if you added them up, they equaled 24, I believe, or 8. It was something cool like that.
248 maybe?
Something. I don't know exactly what it was. I was just scrolling through Twitter and I saw it.
I don't know.
It was probably something cool that was just a coincidence that ended up being a Kobe number.
Yeah.
Which was cool to see.
Yeah, maybe it was, never mind. I was going to say something stupid. I was going to say 1 plus 5 is 6 plus 7 is 13. That doesn't have anything to do with Kobe. But with that being said, let's move on to some Let's Talk Balls. Mahoney.
Yeah. This is
just go over our Takeover Portland results.
Yes. This is the wrestling segment of the podcast. We suggest that if you're not into wrestling, keep listening because we will convince you to be in it.
Be into wrestling because it's fun. I constantly hear that I'm too old to continue to watch wrestling, but it's also
Shut up. That's
it's not. Well, it's also not like I'm sitting here trying to convince you that it's not scripted or something like that. We know.
Listen, here's the thing.
It's still athletic. It's like fuck you. You can stop watching
shut
your
up.
favorite TV show.
Yeah, shut up.
There's storylines and there's fighting. It's like telling me not to watch Kill Bill.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Fuck you, dude. He's going to watch Kill Bill. But you can't, if you go into watching and say, okay, everything's fake, you didn't even hit them, shut up. It's not
so
fake.
is every movie you've ever watched.
It's not fake. It's scripted. If it was fake, they wouldn't get hurt. They get hurt all of the time.
Seth Rollins tore his ACL a few years ago.
Shut up.
The big dog had cancer and beat it in like 5 months, which was pretty sick. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Good for him.
I'm still probably going to boo him if he goes into a title picture.
Yeah.
But he did beat cancer in super quick time, and it was cool.
Yeah.
That was a pretty badass thing to do.
Yeah. So if you aren't into wrestling, and if you want to get into it, don't watch it with the mindset that this is fake.
Yeah.
Just watch it. It's sports entertainment. It's not MMA. It's not the UFC. It's its own thing. It's sports entertainment. You're supposed to be entertained by it, and don't go into watching it with the mindset that it's fake.
With that being said, that was me smacking the desk.
He's fired up.
NXT Takeover Portland was sick.
It was awesome. And
Let me say this. They put this pay-per-view on Sunday night.
Yes.
Like all the other WWE pay-per-views.
Yep.
Usually takeovers are on Saturday night. Being that there was no other pay-per-view this weekend, they put it on Sunday. And it was sick.
Let me say this. I have always backed NXT. For the past few years, I've constantly been saying NXT is way better than almost every WWE pay-per-view that they put out. They always put the takeovers, like Dillon said, on Saturday. They usually have a WWE pay-per-view on Sunday. And consistently, NXT has been outperforming WWE until just recently. They finally gave them their own nightly show on Wednesday nights, and then they finally...
On the USA Network.
Yeah, that's where you can find them, and they finally made it like it's their own brand. It's no longer the developmental league, and it's its own thing, and it's awesome, and it's their best brand by far, in my opinion.
Yeah, so let's just go through, and we'll just give you our results. First things first, we have a new champion. I don't know why I'm doing the Kurt Angle theme song, but I'm the champion. I'm the new champion due to the one match that went my way, the one match we disagreed on.
Yeah.
So let's just start at the beginning of the card.
Yeah, and if you want to hear our, I guess we'll run through the predictions now, but if you want to listen to them before the pay-per-view, if you don't trust us or something, you can go to last week's episode. We did give our predictions on that. So
listen to it anyway, though.
Yeah.
Even if you listen to it.
Go listen to it. It was a fun one. We referenced the Step Brothers in relations to Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons.
And I haven't heard a better metaphor.
No, it was perfect.
So, Keith Lee versus Dominik Dijakovic for the North American title to kick off the night.
Yeah.
What a match.
Incredible. Those are two guys where they
Keith Lee did a hurricanrana.
Yeah. And they're
340 pounds.
He's a big man. And he's not like he's like 7 foot. He's like 6'2".
Yeah, he's a big fucking dude.
Bask in his glory.
Yeah.
That's his thing. It's awesome.
That was a sick match, man.
Yeah, they always put on a good match. Something that I've sort of not been agreeing with in WWE is they sort of get repetitive with the same matches over and over again.
Yeah.
But if the match is good, I'm not going to care.
Yeah,
no one's going to care.
If
it's a good match, if it's a good...
Made sense. It was a good way to have Keith Lee retain his title for his first defense and things like that.
And so with that, we both said Keith Lee was going to win.
And he did.
He did win. It was a great match.
It was an awesome match.
I know. I don't
watch it.
I don't know.
I want to say that was my second favorite of the night.
Yeah. I know. They did this one move. I don't know.
There wasn't a bad match all night.
Yeah, I don't know what the move is called. One of you nerds can comment and let me know what it was called. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you nerds. I love you guys. But they did. Dominik was at the top rope. Keith Lee was facing the ring. Dominik had his back to the ring. And then they grabbed him, and Dominik did a backflip, and then Keith Lee sort of did like this front flip thing. I don't know what it's called, but it was awesome. And then that was pretty close to the end. They're just two big boys going at it, fighting like they're not big boys.
Basically, they were huge, and like Dijakovic did some stuff making them look like goddamn Ricochet out there, and Keith Lee is 340 pounds, did a hurricane.
Yeah, and Dominik is like, what is he, like 6'5" maybe?
He's big.
He's tall.
He's a tall dude.
Yeah,
so
he's the man.
He was great. And then I believe the second match of the night was the Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai street fight.
Yeah.
Which was awesome. Tegan Nox. So, I guess Dakota Kai got the win technically, right?
Yep.
But there was some foul play. What's the girl's name? Raquel.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
All right, whatever.
She hasn't really been seen since the women's
the Mae Young Classic.
The Mae Young Classic.
So a new
storyline.
Yeah, new storylines. Basically, Tegan Nox was about to go off the top rope and go through Dakota Kai on a table, and then this girl came out and chokeslammed Tegan Nox off the top rope into the table, and the table didn't break.
Yeah, she fell on the table awkwardly. She didn't land directly on it. She sort of landed on
it. Just looked painful.
Yeah,
dude.
she landed on the front of the table, so then she didn't
the legs kind of collapsed almost.
She didn't really hit the table, but she hit the table, but then she ricocheted off the table and just hit the ground. And if you know wrestling, you see that, you just go, oof.
Yeah, it was definitely a stinger.
Yeah, that hurt. She's feeling that right now.
Yeah. So but it was a good match. It was a lot more brutal than I expected it to be completely honest. And it's a really good match. Tegan Nox is going to be big.
Yeah.
She's really... So Dakota Kai was doing some great heel work.
Yeah,
well.
We both got that one wrong. We both said Tegan Nox.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We both got that one wrong. So with some foul play, Dakota Kai got the win in a great match.
Yeah.
After that, I believe, was the tag team match.
Yes.
And that was the Broserweights, Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne, the winners of the Dusty Road Tag Team Cup Classic thing, whatever. They won, so they got a shot at the titles against Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, the Undisputed Era. The Undisputed Era. And the Broserweights came out with the victory and a super good win.
Yeah, it was a really good match.
This Pete Dunne heel turn, when it happens, it's going to be sick.
Yeah, this was one of my favorite matches of the night. It was probably my number 2 match. And I will say they had a weird sort of thing in the beginning when Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne came out. They came out in this cart, and then they had the trophy on it. And then they both had shirts that had a riddle. It was how much fish could Bobby Fish fry if Bobby Fish could fry fish? And then they just got the whole crowd to chanting. I just thought it was a little odd, but it was funny.
So funny.
It's just Matt Riddle was saying it. Pete Dunne wasn't really getting into it, as you could probably tell.
Yeah. Pete Dunne's awesome.
Yeah, and then they sort of started the match. Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish just ran out and attacked him, and then they sort of got in the ring.
Pete Dunne definitely purposely does not wear knee pads just so you can see his tattoo on his knee.
Yeah.
He probably wouldn't wear knee pads if he didn't have that tattoo on his knee.
Yeah. I feel that's a lot of British wrestlers. You see they don't wear knee pads for some reason, too.
He definitely got a tattoo on his knee on purpose.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So that was a really good match.
Whatever. It was an awesome match, and the Broserweights came out with the win.
Yeah, I predicted Undisputed Era. Dylan said the Broserweights, although he almost changed his mind. I should have let him.
Yeah, but I ended up coming through with the win and the new champion.
Yup. So Dylan
the
now
new
holds
prediction champion.
He holds the bell of
and I
predictions.
guess our next one would be Elimination Chamber.
Yeah. We might, when's Super Showdown? Next week?
Maybe.
We could probably do that.
Yeah, whatever. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But moving forward then was the women's title match?
Yep.
And the women's title match was Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair. Blah, blah, blah. It was a decent match. I expected a little bit better, but it wasn't hard. It was a very good match.
It was a solid match.
It was a solid match. Rhea Ripley came out with the victory. Then, of course, the big news of the night.
Yes.
Charlotte Flair then comes into the ring. Her first time back on TakeOver, on an NXT TakeOver in a very long time.
Yep.
Since she was an NXT superstar. First time back in a TakeOver ring. Hits her from behind and says, "So I thought about it, and I'll see you at WrestleMania."
Yes,
so
sir.
the winner of the Women's Royal Rumble, Charlotte Flair, will be taking on the NXT Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley, at WrestleMania 36.
That's going to be a good one.
Awesome. I remember when Charlotte won the Royal Rumble, me and Mark at first were like, damn, man, But if I knew that this was going to be the plan when she won, like that second, I would have been hype about it.
Yeah, because
Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair is going to be sick.
Yeah,
it's going to be at Mania.
Yeah, we thought we were going to get another Charlotte versus Bayley or Charlotte versus Becky.
Yeah,
and then so that's why we were
versus Rhea Ripley is sick. Though.
Yeah, we were bummed out, but then we heard the news, and then it's awesome. We both predicted it right that Rhea Ripley was going to win.
It would have been cool if it was like a no contest, and then they did triple threat at Mania with Bianca Belair in there.
Yeah.
But Bianca Belair she'll get her time.
Yeah. No.
I could definitely see her being at Mania next year.
Yeah.
I think of Bianca Belair versus like Sasha Banks or Bianca Belair versus Becky.
I think Sasha and Belair would be awesome.
Like that match would be sick.
Yeah.
Because they're both just like cocky,
sort of like
great wrestlers.
Yeah, like I'm the best.
I'm the best, or I'm the boss,
the
or whatever.
Boss versus the EST,
basically. And Bianca Belair will get her time.
Yeah.
It's just probably not going to be this year.
Yeah.
At Mania.
Yeah.
She might headline Takeover though. It might be Belair versus Ripley at Takeover.
Yeah.
The night before. Who knows? We'll figure it out. She's not going to win. I don't even know how that's going to work with the Takeover the night before Mania.
Well, yeah, they usually do that where they would have like Takeover, people wrestle at Takeover and they wrestle at Mania too.
Yeah, it's just going to be weird.
Yeah.
Because
you sort of know that she can't win.
But she'll get her time. She definitely will. And then we moved on to the Prince, Finn Balor versus Gargano in a very good match. Johnny Takeover performed again, and Finn Balor is on top of the world. And as many expected, as me and Mark predicted, Finn Balor came out with the win.
Yeah, and let me just say that these are two of the most ripped men that I have probably ever seen in my life.
Just shredded. Not even like jacked, like buff as, like they're not like buff as hell, like meat. Like
they don't look.
They're not like fucking meatheads.
Yeah, they don't like look gross,
but they're just
really
shredded,
toned.
Bro.
They probably have a combined body fat of 2%.
It's ridiculous.
And Johnny Wrestling got into really good shape. If you look at him before, and you look at him now, it's just ridiculous.
And Finn's kind of always been shredded.
Yeah, I've never seen Finn not looking like that.
Yeah, but he's in great shape, and it was an awesome match. Finn is amazing as a heel.
Yeah,
so glad. I don't think he's been heel since he's been in the WWE.
No, he hasn't.
So this is cool. His first heel run, he's doing it really well.
Yeah, he was heel in Japan, too, as Prince Devitt.
As Prince Devitt when he was leader of the Bullet Club. And he did that amazing.
Yeah.
So it was great to see. It's great to see him back in this heel and in this heel character, and he's on a dominant run right now. Which leads us to our main event.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say, too, one of the coolest shots I saw of the night was when Finn Balor, when he was coming out, he stood on the top of the rope. And if you know him, when he was a heel, he would like throw his arms up, and then everyone would throw him up, and then like this big spotlight would shine on him. Yes,
that's what it would do.
Yeah, exactly. You can Google it, and it's awesome. But when he did it this time, he went to the top rope, like his music's playing, he's about to hit that, and then he doesn't hit it. The spotlight's just on him, and he's just giving like this mean look, and then like everyone in the audience just throws their hands up, and it was just really cool to see that. It was awesome.
I just love Finn Balor.
Yeah.
I'm so happy they sent him back to NXT.
Yeah,
I'm so happy they turned him heel. He's doing awesome.
Yep.
So now we have the main event in an amazing match, my favorite match of the night.
Yes, mine too.
We had the NXT champion Adam Cole versus Tommaso Ciampa trying to get back Goldie, the title he never lost.
Yeah, so some background. Tommaso Ciampa hurt his neck. He had to relinquish the belt. And then he was out for a while. Some say he could never walk again, I believe. Or he couldn't wrestle.
Some said he might not ever wrestle again.
Yeah.
And then he returned in like 8 months.
Yeah.
9 months. It was ridiculous.
He was doing whatever Cena does when he gets hurt.
Basically, yeah. He pulled a Super Cena on that one.
Yeah, so then him and Johnny Wrestling got back together for a little bit, recreating DIY. And then Tommaso sort of went after the belt that he never lost, which then brings us to Tommaso Ciampa versus Adam Cole in a great match, the best match of the night, in my opinion.
This was one of the best takeovers in a long time.
Yeah, Adam Cole is...
And every takeover is usually so good.
Yeah,
so
and Cole,
that's saying something.
Cole's like top 2, top 3 NXT champions of all time, in my opinion. And it was just a really good match.
I think he's the best.
Yeah, you can make that
argument.
He's
the best NXT champion of all time.
Yeah.
Adam Cole's so sick, dude.
I love me some
I hope
Adam
he
Cole.
never loses the title.
I know. I just realized, too, I think they said before the match that he was like 20 days away from becoming the longest reigning NXT champion.
So he'll beat it.
Yeah, so he'll definitely beat it to solidify him as the best NXT champion. But this was a really good match.
Let's get into how this match ended. So, Undisputed Era came out to try to pull some shenanigans, but they were non-successful.
Yeah.
And then Johnny Gargano, very well-known teammate of Tommaso Ciampa, comes out into the ring not into the ring, but he comes out seemingly to help Ciampa almost to try to even the odds because of Undisputed Era coming out.
Yeah, and with their shenanigans, what they did was, it was a classic, I'm going to distract the ref, and then Adam Cole was going to do something illegal to Tommaso Ciampa, and in this case, he was going to bash his head open with the belt.
Yeah.
And then that did not work. The ref was distracted, and then Adam Cole was on the mat, and then Tommaso Ciampa got the belt. He was walked over to grab the belt, and then he saw Johnny Wrestling there, and then they both grabbed the belt. And then they were sort of gave each other a look, and then there was sort of like a mental dispute of like Johnny Wrestling was like, "Don't do it, dude." But then Tommaso Ciampa, like you could just see in his eyes, like, "I'm going to do it." And then so Johnny Wrestling ripped the belt away, and then Tommaso Ciampa sort of was just like, "What are you doing?" And then he sort of stuck his head out in between the ropes, and then Johnny Wrestling bashed his head with the belt.
Turning heel. The Johnny Gargano heel turn is upon us.
And I'm here for it.
And then it's either going to be at TakeOver or at WrestleMania. We're going to get Ciampa versus Gargano.
Yeah. And
the roles are reversed this time because Gargano will be the heel and Ciampa will be the babyface.
Yeah.
I would love to see Gargano with a manager.
Yeah.
As a heel.
That'd be cool.
He has never really been known for his great mic skills.
Maybe he could become a Paul Heyman guy.
But he is literally insane in the ring.
Yeah, imagine him a Paul Heyman guy.
Or MVP as his new manager.
Yeah, that
cool. Would be pretty sick. But either way, we're going to get Ciampa versus Gargano, and that's just going to be a heated rivalry.
Or Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn would be sick.
He's been a manager, NXT alumni.
Dude, Sami Zayn needs to get in the fucking ring.
Yeah. I think he's hurt or something.
I don't know. He's never been treated good in WWE.
I know. He is hurt. I think he hurt his elbow or shoulder, and that's why he was a manager for a while. But he's sort of out there flailing and everything. He's not hurt.
He's never been treated well or booked well in WWE. He's so underutilized.
Yeah.
Criminally underutilized.
Yeah. I certainly like him as a manager. He's cool.
Yeah, he's great on the mic. He's one of the best talkers in the WWE. I think he's top 5.
Yeah.
Out of current roster, I would probably say it's Joe, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, maybe Seth.
Yeah.
Seth's a good talker, but
Paul doesn't count?
I would say Paul doesn't count.
Yeah.
Adam Cole.
Adam Cole's
definitely on there with mic skills. And then I don't even know, man.
Yeah.
Whatever. Doesn't matter.
Drew McIntyre's
getting a lot better. Seth has always been good. There's a lot of people who are really good.
So
either way, Sami Zayn's good, and he's super underutilized, like most people.
And so that sets up the match for either the TakeOver before Mania, or that could be a WrestleMania match. Either way, I'm happy with it.
Yeah, and it's going to be awesome because that's going to be such a heated rivalry going into that match, dude.
Yeah.
They might end up making it like a no-holds-barred or a street fight or something.
Yeah. Yeah, because they did the 2 out of 3 falls.
Yeah.
Which was awesome. That was another great match.
So, who knows who Cole's going to go up and face? It's probably looking like it's going to be Balor.
Yeah.
It's probably looking like we're going to get Finn versus Cole.
Which is cool.
And I could see this being the dethroning of Adam Cole.
Yeah.
And then I could see Adam Cole losing his thing and then possibly going up, possibly bringing all of the Undisputed Era to Raw. If not, I think they're going to break up the Undisputed Era.
Think so?
I think it's going to happen.
I thought that they were doing it. There has been a few times where Roderick Strong has sort of been bumpy, losing some matches, and I thought that they were going to turn on him.
It would be cool to see Adam Cole versus Roderick Strong, and then possibly a way to do a Cole face turn. Regardless of who's the babyface and who's the heel, Cole versus Strong, the entire crowd's going to go with Adam Cole.
Yeah.
So a way to do it would be have the Undisputed Era turn on Strong, or have Strong turn on the Undisputed Era, or turn on Cole, or whatever it is. Almost like fighting for almost like a leadership of the Undisputed Era.
Yeah.
Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly come out with Adam Cole. They turn on Adam Cole.
Yeah.
Immediately makes Adam Cole the babyface. He's going to get cheered for anyway.
I mean, I don't want them to break up the Undisputed Era.
Neither do I.
I hope it never happens.
I think the best possible way for them to continue with the Undisputed Era is to bring them up to Raw.
Yeah.
Or SmackDown. But I think Raw would be good. I think it would be Adam Cole versus Seth at Mania would be sick.
Yeah, I think they could do. One thing I said.
I wish we could have got I wish this happened years ago. I wish Undisputed Era was 5 years earlier, and it wasn't. Or dude, even 10 years. I wish everyone in Evolution wasn't old as fuck. And we could have got Evolution versus Undisputed Era.
Yeah, that would have been sick. I want to see the OC.
Or OC with Finn.
Yeah, but
versus Undisputed Era.
That would be sick. I said that a while ago.
We've been talking about that.
Yeah, we've been saying that they need to do that. I remember months ago before they even won all the gold, we're like, dude, they have to give them all the gold.
Yeah.
That'd be so sick, and then they did.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, guys, it's about time we wrap it up. Thanks for listening this week. I'm Dillon.
I'm Mark.
And if you want to talk, then let's talk ball.